TLO, what's poppin'? We are on Twitch. We are live. Welcome to the live. If you have never been here, even if you have been here, welcome again. Don't forget to hit that follow button if you're watching on the live, man. But don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification bells. Let's continue to grow the family from Chicago to the UK. If you missed the live and you want to come back to the live and replay them, just go to twitch.com. You feel me? Type in this down here. Don't forget we do got Patreon and we got merch. But this is traffic cops. Lads get aggressive after failing sobriety test. When I seen the title of this, I was like, you know what? This is exuberating. This is bleeding negativity. So I gotta do it. Traffic cops is an hour? Since when? Talk to me.
In North Yorkshire.
Hold on, let's make sure, because they be piecing together like 2 episodes into one. They got a thing with doing that. They did it the last one that we watched, and it was like hours. Maybe they did it at the end? No, okay, traffic cops, really an hour, huh? Alright.
5,000 crimes are reported in North Yorkshire every month. Many involve criminals using the county's roads as an escape route. With 3,200 square miles to police, the traffic cops here face a constant battle to catch up with crooks on the move.
Whatever happens in the middle of London, it happens in North Yorkshire. It may not happen to the same magnitude, it may not happen with the same frequency, but it happens. Policing is policing because you're dealing with people.
To me, when he just said that, he made no point. What was the point of even mentioning that? Yes, we all know crime happens everywhere. Ooh, okay.
It's midday.
He want us to think he working hard every day so bad.
Yes, received. Just repeat. Foxtrot Papa 55.
Tadcaster traffic constable Martin Smith is 5 hours into his shift when a call comes in about a stolen car.
Is this 1080p too? This is...
They've got a trigger hit on a stolen motor vehicle coming south from Borough Bridge.
The cars hit an automatic number plate recognition camera on the A1, and Martin is about 20 miles from the last sighting.
My friend used to pick...
Okay, straight into it is I salute that type of energy. Because that's the same energy I'm bringing.
Foxtrot Papa 55 is what we're looking for, a grey Astra.
Across the UK, a car is stolen on average every 7 minutes.
Oscar Romeo 22.
As Martin approaches the motorway, more news comes through about the location of the stolen car. He's managed to get ahead of it, so pulls up beside the slip road.
Yeah, 22, I'm static at southbound at Bramham waiting.
Southbound 23, got the vehicle, 45, southbound.
We're trying to get enough cars together.
Yeah, speed 70, middle lane, half-mile marker to the A64, southbound.
To stop it. It's half a mile away from us on here. We're going to join in a minute. And then we're probably going to put a preemptive stop on it, which is stopping the vehicle before it starts to run.
6 miles behind, James Duffy and Mick Roth of the
He looked like a rookie.
North Yorkshire Road Crime Team are racing to join the hunt.
9-1, can we hear from the ARB? They're going to be closest.
We're in Harrogate and we'd heard it come down, and we're within a distance. That means that there's a real good possibility of us getting involved. We don't usually have information as to who's in that vehicle because it could be anyone. So we have to treat that as this is a genuine stolen vehicle, somebody's in that and they're going to want to get away.
Further ahead,
We're looking for middle lane, grey Astra, in a minute. There it is.
There it is. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Did we get any information from Derbyshire?
And we're going to join in the back and wait for instructions.
We asked the question so they couldn't pass us anything, unfortunately.
It's in front of the marked car. That's where it is.
Yeah, just asking if you
There are now 2 police cars directly behind the stolen car, but the driver shows no sign of reacting to the cops.
Speed 65 miles per hour. Just confirm we got
The worry for Martin now is that the suspect may take off.
One more car and you can initiate a T-pack. Pause.
We're watching very carefully for this driver's reaction. Some people just sit there very coyly and believe the more normal they behave, the quicker it'll go away.
Just confirm we got 2 units behind us.
2-3, you've got 2-2 behind you, nobody else.
The cops want to surround the car and force it to stop.
T-pack.
But to do this, they have to wait until a 3rd police car catches them up.
Received, we'll wait for 9-1.
The idea at the moment is if we can get another patrol car in behind it, we'll go for what they call a preemptive stop, which is we will surround the vehicle and pull it in without giving the driver much time to react. If he does,
Just say T-pack maneuver. Why are you what? Since
react,
when did
he's
we call it a preemptive maneuver that we do wheel him in? What are you talking about?
3 cars around him to hold him in, but we ideally need 3 cars.
It might be at that very, very point when we do that the driver suddenly twigs, actually we do know he's there and it is him we want, and we have chaos.
Finally, the 3rd cop car takes up its position in the chasing pack, but they still can't strike yet.
We have a duty to detain and deal with the offender. We also have a duty to protect the public.
Protect the public.
James is now behind the chasers, keeping the traffic.
I guarantee you in America they would not care. Not guarantee, but like it's more likely that all of these cautions that y'all running through, pride is overtaking all of that.
Behind them, out of harm's way.
That gives us enough vehicles to box it in, as well as having a safety vehicle, which means that the motorists that are coming up on you at 78 mile an hour, we can give them warning to move over, and it gives us a bit of a safety barrier.
With the motorway traffic held back, the intercept team get ready to stop the suspect.
Yeah, 2-2 to 2-3. If you want us to come past us, leave your lights off. When ours go on, then put yours on. I'll go in front, the car behind me, offside, you at the back. Confirm?
What, they're speaking an entirely different language. I couldn't even keep up with what he was talking about. Turn your lights off, do what?
Yeah, obviously.
Yes, as soon as we're clear, I'll come round you.
Line 2, my man.
I'd like that little white car out of the way, because it's going to get right in the middle of it all if we're not careful. We're going.
Martin moves to overtake the suspect's car. One patrol car sits behind, and another comes alongside.
Stop.
So T-pack.
Vehicle is stopped, stand by, XM.
Bro look unassuming. He like, what's going on?
Come out and I'll explain what's happening. Alright, clean face up. I'm the way to start on and
Initially, he started saying, well, it isn't stolen because essentially it's his car. Maybe he thought it was all a big mistake.
The front one's the only one we can get him into. One of these two.
Different people have different reactions, and the reaction isn't quite right for a completely innocent person. He's a little bit too resigned to it.
Well, all we've been told at the moment is that the car's been reported stolen, all right, and you're in that vehicle. That's why you're arrested on suspicion of theft of it. To sort out the rest in due course, all right.
While the man's
Sound like he having baby mama issues, honestly. Oh, you gonna take the car I paid for? You not taking it? I'm calling the police. Okay, bet. And this is the result.
detained, James is still holding traffic back, waiting for an all clear.
Yeah, all cars are off the road, they're on the hard shoulder, you can let it run, and then just come down to us.
As the roadblock's released and the motorway reopens, the suspect and his car are taken to York Police Station to confirm if it is indeed stolen.
See, the thing about this is like, this traffic cops is seeming like it's more in depth. Police interceptors is just action, action, action.
40 miles away, Traffic Constable
Saluted.
Dan Hughes is patrolling north of Scarborough, on the lookout for more criminals on the move. He's been alerted to a report of a shop theft.
When the initial report comes in of a theft and people leaving in a vehicle, you've got to start up on the top level where you're dealing with a team of shoplifters, organised travelling criminals. You know, people travel extensively throughout the country for the sole purpose of committing high-value shop thefts.
More news comes in about what's been stolen.
Somebody's run into the chocolate ball shop on Foreshore Road, pitched wine glasses full of fudge that you need to eat with a spoon. Run out again, jumped into pitched wine glasses full of fudge that you need to eat with a spoon.
Why?
Run out again, jumped into the vehicle. The vehicle is a white Ford Transit.
It's a minor
Bro, you about to go to jail for some fudge in a wine glass?
theft of fudge from a shop on Scarborough seafront.
You start up thinking about things top level and sometimes end up coming down to the simpler, more amusing things.
Theft's a theft, isn't it? You know, it's not a quad bike in the back, but...
No, it's not. Theft is not. All thefts are not created equal. You might catch these people and just return it and let them go.
In 2013, there were nearly 4,000 reports of shop theft across North Yorkshire. If Dan responds quickly, he could cut this thief off before he leaves the area.
Checks on the computer showed it to possibly be from the Middlesbrough area. Really, I was ideally placed to cut across country and take up a position to try and intercept.
I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the dumbest thieveries that I've ever heard, like in real life or like TV wise. Like, why would you even put? It's not like you stealing a pack of lunch meat and some bread to go feed your family. You on some gluttonous thievery right now.
Except the vehicle should be heading home.
There it is.
And then you in your work van.
Literally within a couple of minutes, the van passed me in the opposite direction.
Dan now urgently needs information about the suspect.
Description is a white male, 5'8", wearing, she described him as like workman's clothes as opposed to a decorator with red jogging bottoms.
4-3 just got that vehicle stopped now on the last bus stop lay-by before the main roundabout Ormsby.
Receive you an order.
Now then, you all right?
Hey fellas, yeah.
How's it going? Just switch the engine off and pass us keys for us.
Gone, mate.
Is it?
Switch it off. It's dead.
Where are you from?
Middlesbrough.
Right, whose vehicle is it, please?
Mine.
Right, what's your name?
Stephen Coates.
Right. Have you been to Scarborough?
No, not today.
Are you sure?
Positive, mate, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I know that vehicle's been in Scarborough. The registration's been passed to me from witnesses that have seen it leaving the scene of this theft. And if you know the facts, and straight away there.
In America, they would have made him cut off the car. Oh, it's gonna die? Well, that's too bad.
They're telling you.
We'll tow it to somewhere safe.
Telling you porkies, then you know you need to do a bit of digging.
Where are you heading to now?
Middlesbrough.
Where have you been just now?
Utton Rugby.
All right.
And out here working.
It's over that way, isn't it? Not rugby.
Over that way. Somewhere.
You know, I'm trying to play it fairly calm. There's no point diving in with handcuffs and things and aggravating the situation. I've got plenty of time and let them sit and stew for the moment.
At York Police Station, James Duffy is checking in the driver of the car reported stolen.
Stopped without issuing subsequently arrested on suspicion of theft about it. You got anything in your pockets at all?
As well. My wallet is in this one.
Yeah. He was really cool, calm and collected. He's never been arrested before. We've got no record of him on our local system.
I'm the register owner and keep off the car.
The driver continues to dispute who owns the car. But as routine checks are carried out, a search of the man reveals something much more suspicious.
He looked high.
It's cash.
Now, we search all people when they come into custody, and it's a good job that we do. Probably about $4,000.
It's cash.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's the big deal? I get it. Like, it's suspicious that you riding around with cash, but like, I used to ride around with a lot of cash too. But like, come on now, if you stop me, listen. I don't trust banks. I got the direct deposit and I went to the bank and pulled it out. No, I don't keep receipts. I had a digital one. I'm not showing you my bank statement. I'm not doing none of that. until we get to court and I have a lawyer and I can sue for stress and missed work.
Sorry? I won it on football 5 teams.
£4,000 is a lot of cash for a gambling win, and James suspects...
No, it's not. For a gambler in a dice game, you can run up 10 bands.
The money really comes from the proceeds of crime.
£4,000. Such a large quantity of cash, I'm going to further arrest you on suspicion of money laundering.
Really?
Okay, yeah.
Money laundering?
The police are starting to think they might be onto something much bigger here.
Got anything else in your trouser pockets?
We're now leading somewhere else. We have a very, very basic domestic theft of a car. We now suddenly have somebody with £4,000 in his pocket in cash. So I guess you start to dig more and more. You use the powers that's available to you, so we continue to search.
Put your shoes off for me.
Start that again from the beginning.
The cops then make another discovery. It's a package full of what they suspect is Class A drugs.
You don't really get amphet in the little... They're individual.
Well, that's great policing. Hey, I honestly thought bro was just out here and hit big in a dice game. That's tough.
Wraps. Just like correct a wrap, 0.2 gram wraps. I think it's correct.
The drugs are crack cocaine, worth £2,000.
A real large quantity, actually. Probably one of the largest quantities that
We was out here yelling free bro, and this man out here.
I've seen get off someone, wrapped and ready to go, obviously not in a pre-made small wraps. So it's a real good little seizure there.
In 2013, there were over 200,000 drug offences recorded in the UK.
I would think most people involved at that level, it's because of profit. It's how much money you make. It's business, it's simple, it's supply and demand.
While the officer sorts it out.
My thing is, who called the car and stolen? I'm telling you, he said domestic. Baby mama issue, it had to be. She bogus. She knew he was trapping. He got that man jammed.
That goes down badly with society is the after effects. Drugs are nasty. Drugs have a long-term effect on people. People become victims of drugs. People who become victims of drugs have families. Families witness this. So it becomes...
Yeah, let's be frank, though. Like, most addicts, like, no offense, if you out there and you struggling with a drug addiction, please go get help. You are not alone in the fight. Somebody is out there to help you. Your family loves you and things of that nature. But most drug addicts are already addicted to drugs when they meet the plug. The plug is not sitting there. They're not the reason. They're just capitalizing off the reason. And no, YouTube, I do not promote it. I'm just, I'm just saying.
An unpleasant affair all around.
The allegations against the man in relation to the stolen car are yet to be resolved. But now his arrest for drug supply means he could be facing a lengthy prison sentence. Despite this, he remains unfazed.
He's still real cool, calm and collected. There's no worry in his face. We get a range of reactions, but often very quiet, very solemn. You think they might have something on them. Very nervous, you can see their chest going in and out, real shallow, rapid breathing, because they've got adrenaline going around their body. But there was no indications with this chap that there was anything untoward.
"50 miles away, on the A171 near Whitby, Dan Hughes has caught up with a van linked to a theft from a shop on Scarborough seafront.
Yeah, I've got two passengers. One's got grey.
He's definitely going no comment, but at the same time, don't y'all got, like, what is it called, Section 17 or Section whatever, where they finna go search bro house? You ain't gotta say nothing. We in the crib. They in the crib with it.
And the paint splattered.
The man and the van fit the reported description.
So I had to sort of front them up, really. Either all of you come in or one of you mans up and tells me what you've done.
Right. Which one of you's pinched these things at Scarborough then? Or are you all three getting locked up?
No, I did, yeah.
This chocolate fudge mousse stuff in the wine glasses. It's you, is it? Yeah. All right, buddy. At this time, you're under arrest on suspicion of theft. Where's the
biggest dude in the car?
It's now.
Why don't you just ask your homies, like, hey, pay for this for me?
Troughed them and binned them, have you?
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
No.
Faced with dropping his workmates in it, the fudge thief has come clean.
It's a stand-up dude, though. Don't involve your homies in your hunger.
It's wrong, innit? It's not even funny. It's proper stupid. Fudge. Do you know what I mean? Look, it was ridiculous. I jumped in the van and she's gone, what are you doing, you idiot? I was like, phone you in about an hour. Don't know, just go. Scoffed it and threw out the window.
If you want to jump in front seat of the car for us.
So you also littered.
And I'll do some paperwork with you.
Attitude, you know, plays a big key role in the people we deal with, and he realises the error of his ways.
4-3, just after the values of the stolen items, please.
It's on the wrapper. This fudge things was $2.99. They better not take bro to jail for that. They might as well let him go.
$3.99 each.
There it is.
And was it 2?
Yes.
Bro, bro got this is $8 with tax. Like, chill.
Thank you.
What am I actually going to receive now?
A fixed penalty ticket for theft.
Right.
I'll double check the fine. I think it's £80. It's an alternative to taking you back down to Scarborough and putting you in a cell and getting you interviewed. All right.
Much rather take the ticket.
What do you do for a living?
Shop fitter.
Shop fitter or lifter?
Stop it right now.
He was quite a character.
That's
Jolly enough. I think he'd had a little bit to drink. But he was honest, he was open, and that's the thing I like.
90 quid it is, so it's gone up a bit, but not as much as the others. Used to be 80, it's obviously gone up to 90.
90 quid for 2 fridges.
It certainly isn't, but it's a crime nevertheless, and you know that's somebody's little business, isn't it? And it's a family-owned business, and you know they put money into it, don't they? And
I'm a myself.
Somebody being silly coming and swiping things from them. Is it? I don't need to tell you how stupid you've been, do I? At the end of the day, you've been honest with me.
I appreciate how you've dealt with me.
We'll deal with you in a reasonable fashion, can't we? All right.
Seriously.
Bro could have bought a quadruple pack of fudge from Costco and poured it in his house cup and ate it.
I'm just so happy that the police have been so understanding and realised that I'm a tit and I should not pinch fudge from shops. Nice one.
With the thief dealt with, Dan now wants to look over the van for any other potential offences.
Oh my God, let it go, Dan.
What else are you chaps been up to? What's in the back of the van, is it? Just tools and stuff?
Just tools.
All right.
Yeah,
is it?
All right,
Plus somebody having a kip, is it? All right.
On the back shelf, or a makeshift shelf in the back of the van, is
that safe?
Another lad laid nice and quietly, hoping to keep himself tucked away.
Carrying a passenger in this way is both unsafe and illegal.
Oh well, that'd be 3 points for you then. Unlucky.
And it's the
all this for a piece of fudge.
Driver's responsibility.
Bear with us. I'll get this ticket written out. Get you on your way.
Although the driver's copped for the ticket,
One of you's got to walk.
One of you's going to have to walk because you can't have 4 of you in the van.
it's the back shelf passenger who's ended up with a long walk home.
He has been issued with a £90 penalty notice. That was expensive.
From a piece of fudge, bro got a £90 ticket. He got his friend 3 points. And then he got bro walking on the side of, what is this? Nowhere? What is this?
Fudge, wasn't it? That apparently wasn't even very nice, but between two of them, driver and that passenger, it's cost them 190 quid and 3 points on the licence there, so
100
expensive outing.
At York Police Station, James Duffy and Martin Smith are still dealing with the crack cocaine found on the driver they stopped on the A1.
It definitely a spin back.
Now, he claims that he found it in a park, he picked it up, he knew what it was, and his plan was to take that away and sell it. We all know that's a load of rubbish. Whether he's taking
Take it away and sell it. You should have told him you was going to take it away and bring it to the police station.
rap because he doesn't want it to fall on people above him in the food chain, maybe. I don't know.
Checks reveal that the driver has no criminal record.
Yeah, do we know when he came here?
It's rare for the police to be totally unaware of someone found carrying such a large quantity of Class A drugs.
Substantive licence from 2005, that's genuine. He's of no interest to immigration. We don't know anything about him.
This one really caught us on the back foot because you've got someone that we don't know anything about. He's never been in trouble. We don't hold any intelligence on him.
But in that case, if that licence is right, which they say it is, and that is him as they say it is, he's no record at all.
No trace, nice.
Which is rather a lot to have on someone for... Rookie, no, very, very lucky or very clever.
Ah, he really...
Newbie. Not anymore.
The hope now is that their investigation will lead to others.
Because it's someone that's perhaps gone under the radar a bit. There's no attention being put into him, but he's obviously, due to the fact that he's not very well known, he's managing to move around large quantities of gear, large quantities of cash.
West Yorkshire.
With the man arrested, the cops can now search his home address.
Told you. They ain't
Our
broke
priority
free.
at the moment is going to be security.
They're going to find a key in his
house. There might be further drugs, further cash, further evidence relating to the offence. Basically, we can delay his right to have somebody informed if we believe there's going to be a loss of evidence. We can get some officers around there and do the search and hopefully secure some more gear.
He probably seen y'all about to pull him over, man.
Yeah, cash, evidence, whatever it may be. There will be a hierarchy. You'll have the person at the top that imports the gear. That will then get split up to lower dealers. Then there's a whole range of different levels before you get down to your street level dealing.
What started as an unproven report of a stolen car has uncovered a much more serious offence. If found guilty of crack dealing on this scale, the suspect could be jailed for 4.5 years.
Why they got these Adidas in the screen like they clean? Run DMC himself wore them joints. Them mugs is beat. The first Adidas ever seen.
For North Yorkshire's traffic cops, keeping people safe is not always about locking up drug dealers.
Over the years, we've had illness at the wheel, we've had people collapse in the street. You can have people run out on the road and see a police car come in, they need some help. One of the primary functions of a police officer is to protect life and property.
Martin Smith is back on patrol near the A1 in Boroughbridge when something catches his eye in the rear-view mirror.
Well, I was sat there and this great big Arctic came off the roundabout. I wasn't that far away from the roundabout, but he made a beeline for the back of the car. I think, well, he's probably wants some directions or he's going to report something.
Morning. I don't know if you can help us, but my shoulder's gone, my whole at the top and my arms have gone numb.
Right, do you want me to get you an ambulance out or something?
Are you having a heart attack?
Are you in a bit of a state with you,
I just feel all shaky.
Right. Have you got any medical problems that you know of? Nothing. Right, you sit down there a second.
Are you having a heart attack or a stroke?
Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you an ambulance out to get them to look at you, just in case it's a ripple about something else, and then we'll sort your truck out after that. All right.
The man's shoulder is numb. It could be a sign of a stroke or a heart attack.
Dr. TheeLitOne, you feel me? If you need any, never mind, I ain't even gonna say that. YouTube, you almost got me. I'm gonna be quiet.
It's the type of emergency most cops come across at some point in their careers.
I've had it happen to me once when I was a beat bobby at Scarborough that somebody collapsed. I hadn't been in the job more than a month. And at that point in time, bearing in mind I was 18.5 years old, there was a degree of panic setting in.
I've got a lorry driver who's just pulled up and he's in a bit of a state with himself medically. Can you call me an ambulance out? It's non-specific. He's got a pain in his arm, it's seized up. The only thing he's taking is flu tablets. If you can send us one down, please.
But you don't forget these things. And life is life, whichever way you look at it.
Got up this morning, felt fine. And I was coming down the A19, I've just... My shoulder it's gone like... I can only lift it as far as...
It might be something as simple as a trap in a
nerve.
But Obviously, if you're feeling, I
I
can't.
don't know if I'm feeling shaky, just with a worry.
Exactly. So I don't know. So this is why we'll have the ambulance out to look at you. I mean, that's what they're there for. Try not to worry about it too much.
It's free too, right? Is it free for this? Like the ambulance to come out?
What we're gonna do?
You call an ambulance in America, that's $1,000.
While we're just chatting, I'm gonna put your feet in there. I'm gonna shut the door and just put the heater up a little bit.
Yeah, the chap is clearly distressed and he's on the verge of tears, and I think it's fair to say that most blokes don't like bursting into tears in front of other blokes. It's a man thing, I guess.
My dad died of a stroke.
Yeah.
Just going through there.
Whilst he's talking to me, I ask a question, I'm studying his reaction. If he suddenly starts slurring or he delays his answers or he can't remember what I've said, then we know something is developing.
High blood pressure can result in strokes.
And
get your blood pressure under control.
It may be time to change tack.
An ambulance quickly arrives and Martin hands over to the paramedics.
What we'll do is we'll get you on board our vehicle and we'll get you checked out.
Yeah.
Do you think you can?
Absolutely. In America, you have to pay for them to save your life, yes. If you call an ambulance, you out of your pocket $900 to $1,200. Unless you got insurance, of course. But if you don't, they will send you a bill in the mail.
Manage to walk to our vehicle. Nice and steady.
With a history of strokes in the family, the man's condition is taken seriously.
Changing gear when it happened. Say 5.3, Mary.
5.3, yeah.
Figures show that every 5 minutes someone suffers a stroke in the UK. When it occurs behind the wheel of an HGV, the consequences could be fatal.
If he's going down the A1 and he passes out of the wheel, he learns left, well, he might go up the embankment and flip his lorry over on the Harl's shoulder. It just doesn't bear thinking about it.
While he's checked over, the driver receives a call.
The wife, it actually says the wife. With you good arm.
Hello. I'm in an ambulance.
His wife is somebody that's very, very personal to him. So as soon as he's in the company of somebody he can trust, then all the emotions come forward.
Yeah.
Pulse, 64.
They're just doing tests.
There's something about a grown man crying that hit different. Like you know, because like Goose said earlier, like you be fighting to hold in emotion, like and seeing it because he talked to his wife. That's real love, bro. Really love his wife.
What you're seeing now is what he really feels like.
I pulled into the police car, and the police phoned the ambulance.
It's better than none at all.
I'll let you know what's happening. Right on, try.
I think as you get older, you start to understand what this life thing is. I don't think people understand until they get older what it means.
I almost got emotional. That's tough.
Let's just take you down to Harrogate, get the pain sorted out. You know,
The tests have not shown up anything worrying.
Where is the negativity?
But as a precaution, Davey is taken to hospital.
I think most people, if they thought they were going to have a stroke or they were convinced they were having a heart attack, and it's never happened before, you can't blame them for panicking. He was just frightened, did not know what was happening. He got to the point where he needed some help, and I'm glad he found it.
Yes, if you get shot, and you call an ambulance, they're charging you. Especially if you don't got insurance. Hey, mate, have you got insurance? That's the first thing the doctors come at. You got insurance? Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. We got your information.
Policing North Yorkshire's roads is a 24-hour operation. At night time, the traffic cops are on the hunt for crooks who use darkness to cover their tracks.
We stop a lot of vehicles on the night. We get people that bring drugs, we get burglars, and we get other sort of thieves and people up to no good. You never quite know what it's going to be.
It's 3 a.m, the middle of the night. James Duffy is keeping an eye on a crime hotspot.
We're in Asken, which is just north of Doncaster, but it's really close to our border. That whole stretch there, we get a lot of traffic of people coming up and committing plant thefts, theft of metal, theft of wiring, all sorts of crimes like that, and it's a real hotspot for us.
It's not long before James spots a van he thinks is worth stopping, and he sets off in pursuit.
We're trying to catch up with a vehicle that we'd seen approach the lights in Asken, suddenly do a U-turn and disappear back off, which is real suspect behaviour.
It was a male white,
is it?
Wearing a dark green coloured jumper.
It's not particularly racing along, but it is driving in excess of the speed limit.
Fellas, it's Adwickley Street.
Having attracted James's attention, the van's registration is run through the police database.
They get you for anything.
It comes back to a BMW in black, so we have to give it a stop, and that's what we do. Light it up, and we soon see the reaction from it.
They ran?
Come out of Village Street.
As soon as James puts his blue lights on, the driver makes a run for it.
There's no attempt for him to pull over, and you can see he goes straight into overtakes. It's early in the morning, it's not great conditions. What we need to do is start to get vehicles to the area.
Double crew, suitable vehicle.
But before the rest of the team can reach him, the driver changes tactics,
Safe to continue at this time.
putting James in a vulnerable position.
You can see that his lights are on. Now we're straight away thinking you're either looking at a decamp or he's going to ram us. And it's a bit of a standoff.
The cop car is a 3-litre twin-turbo BMW worth over £40,000. But the van driver doesn't seem to care about damaging it.
Yeah, just rammed us. Vehicle's just rammed us.
His back end, you're not going to be able to do anything to put him out of the game. Us, you're talking about our front end, and that's where the damage can be done and you can be put out of the pursuit. Now, when they're ramming you, you've got a couple of options. You're either going to look at reversing, staying well back and not giving him an opportunity.
Stay close.
The next option is to close up to him, because if he can't get a good run up at you, ultimately he's not going to be able to do much damage.
If ramming a cop car isn't enough, the van driver now poses an even bigger threat.
And as we come round, he's out of the vehicle wielding what turns out to be a pair of bolt croppers. His ultimate aim there was to smash our windscreen.
And guess where it broke on? For sure, 100%. You're going to jail. You might as well notify your family members that, yeah, they won't be seeing you for 2 to 3, maybe even 4 years.
Just something else they can do to get you out of the game.
Just gone out and thrown a large object at us. Say Whiskey 288 Sierra Bravo Hotel, Citroen Berlingo in white.
Having been rammed 5 times, the damage to James's patrol car is serious.
It's entering the 30 speed.
Enough to stop it?
40 miles an hour. It's safe to continue.
There's a problem with its engine.
We're trying to keep with him as much as we can, but again, we've got to balance it because
UK cars don't have the ram bars, do they? Like the thing that covers the front.
We don't want to push a car that's not fit for purpose anymore.
Should think about getting them.
If we're to lose control, we could end up in a collision, and we don't want to put the public at risk. So sometimes you have to call it.
So we are dropping off, unfortunately, losing power from our car. We've been rammed. Speed at 4 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour. Safe to continue. It's a temporary loss at this time.
Well, I can't
What makes this negative is he got away. Salute.
explain how frustrating it is.
XS91, go ahead. It's a total loss on Doncaster Lane B12.
He got fully away?
It goes that way sometimes. Sometimes you can have a clean hit on him and you can bring that pursuit to an early conclusion.
James suspects the van driver's late-night outing wasn't just about damaging cop cars.
I'm thinking he's probably looking at going into compounds, so you're looking at theft of cable, commercial burglaries, anything like that. But unfortunately, without stopping him, we're not able to make those investigations.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I spoke too soon. I'm talking about you going to jail now. It look like you going home to Sunday roast. You want to go have a good meal.
"30 miles away, it's now 5 a.m. On the outskirts of Ripon, rookie traffic constable Chris Coleman is nearing the end of his 9-hour night shift.
I'd only been in traffic about 3 weeks possibly then, so fairly new. I left school and went straight into the building trade and enjoyed it, but I always wanted to be a police officer. It was a big shock when I first joined. I joined as a PCSO to start with, which was a great learning curve, but soon settled into it and absolutely love it.
A member of the
Damn. It's weird.
public has alerted the cops to a 4x4 driving erratically, and checks on the car reveal the owner lives 50 miles away.
He said he saw a suspect vehicle between Paisley and Ripon. Said it had a trailer on it. It's registered to someone in Hartlepool.
The police suspect that the 4x4 driver has stolen a trailer and used it to steal diesel.
He said there's been diesel theft in the area recently.
Diesel theft, particularly from the farming community, is a major problem. In 2013, there were more than 750 fuel thefts across North Yorkshire.
Diesel is not even expensive, is it? Is it more expensive than regular gas or no?
So we're looking for a Jeep, but if we find them and they smell of diesel and there's diesel in that trailer, they're all coming in. 176J.
Hella foggy.
Yeah, I'm just behind you now.
A colleague's on the Jeep's tail, and Chris tucks in behind.
Hold on, man. Because at a certain point, your cat is just disrespecting you when he do it twice. And you are...
Just let him keep going until we get him in the lights at the roundabout.
Taking the lead, Chris sees there's no trailer with the Jeep, but colleagues have found one abandoned 20 miles away.
Yeah,
how would y'all connect him to it?
The cat able to the drawbar off the ground is that. Yeah, this trailer's got extensive damage on it. It looks like whatever vehicle it was towing, it's ripped off the electrics. The socket that would have been attached to a vehicle.
The trailer's been carrying a heavy load, and the electric socket is torn off. If the 4x4 is also damaged, there may be a link.
999 road activated.
Although the car pulls over,
I see there's something hanging too, yeah.
For some reason, the driver doesn't want to be found behind the wheel.
Yeah, 76J. We've got 4 males in it who were swapping seats. Suspicions were he was either a disqualified driver, he was drunk, full of drugs, or he was driving with no insurance. Jump out, mate. Jump out. Jump out first. Jump out, just go with my colleague there. It's very easy to tell we weren't there just for a drive out to look at the scenery.
A damaged tow bar confirms the cops' suspicions.
It's over.
The Jeep has been towing the abandoned trailer.
It's got a tow bar and it's got a light socket missing, which again is all just good evidence for us. Because you were the driver and it's on our camera in the back of there.
No, I don't drive.
You don't drive? Have you got a driving licence?
No.
You literally got caught in 4K. We all seen it. Everybody watching this has seen you jump from the front seat to the back seat with the police lights on you, bright as ever.
Drive?
You're disqualified.
Danny, hello, Jay.
What?
Jamie, don't forget to tell the truth who's driving.
You tried to get them as separate as quickly as possible, but when there's 4 of them and there's only 3 police officers, it's not always that easy.
Danny! Daniel!
Hey, what's your name?
Well, what's your name?
I'll go and get this lad's details because this is the driver, so he jumps
I'm
in the
not
back.
a driver.
Right. They know the system quite well, really. But we get used to it and we just carry on with our job.
Yeah, I see.
Just sitting there, fellas. Don't nick this car.
Can't drive.
Suspecting the driver who changed seats is disqualified and drunk,
he
Chris
definitely
arrests
drunk.
him.
Listen to what I'm saying to you, right? You're not saying anything, me having defence, you're not meant to one question, so much later on in court. If you do say maybe and evidence, I'm arresting you. I'm arresting you for driving while disqualified. They know how far they can push it, what they think they can do to wind us up, what
You clearly wound up, sir.
information they want to give us. John, whose is the vehicle? You don't know?
The lads might not want to talk, but a search of the car may have uncovered a further offence.
Jesus.
I'll nick the Mar driver as well for that then. Red diesel. Oh, we'll have to dip it.
Chris has found containers of red diesel, which is for off-road use only. Using this cheaper fuel on public roads is illegal.
I didn't know there was two kinds.
It is quite a big problem, yeah, especially in North Yorkshire, because there's an awful lot of red diesel around, because all the farms use red diesel.
And there's a further report that the men have been up to no good.
There's a burglary coming not far away from this trailer's been dumped. The trailer was stolen, so they've ditched the trailer after something's gone wrong, and they've been trying to get back home. Just to make you both aware,
First and foremost, let's just break this down real quick. They're out here pissy drunk, like disgustingly drunk, doing thievery, stealing trailers, stealing diesel, stealing home burglary. Like, what are you doing? This is just a recipe for disaster. You can't even really focus on what you got going on.
Also been arrested for theft of a trailer.
Theft of a trailer?
Yeah, do you both understand that?
No, not really.
Right.
What does theft mean? Hang on. You have to understand this to us. Right, what does theft mean?
You know exactly what it means, mate.
I don't. What does trailer mean? I don't know what a trailer is.
Right, well, I'll explain it all to you when we get to custody.
No.
With or without their cooperation,
Stop kicking the van!
the suspects are locked up and heading for custody.
Don't damage your van, mate. I'll lock you up for that as well.
Is he twerking?
You need to calm down, fella.
What are you going to do about it? Push you, hurry up.
Right.
No!
Not very happy.
Despite the abuse directed at him, Chris still remains
This must be the lads that are going to get aggressive when they fail the sobriety test. Gotta be, right?
philosophical.
He's alright, it's the camper he doesn't like. Best job in the world. We drive very nice cars and we stop baddies. Nothing worse, nothing better than that, really.
First and foremost, that's false. You don't stop baddies, you stop bad people. Baddies and bad people are two separate things. Let's get that clear. You drive okay cars. They cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, best drive in the world is for you, yeah, maybe. But don't try to big it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Use the correct words. Baddies are women that are 10s. You don't stop them.
Check this out.
I just needed clarification. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who you thought you was? Sir?
North Yorkshire is a popular tourist destination, attracting millions of visitors every year. But even in a seaside resort like Scarborough, the cops still face their fair share of crime. For Traffic Constable Mark Ganella, it's home.
It's a beautiful area. I moved up here 13 years ago.
24 people in here. I think this is the most we've had since we've made a return to Twitch.
Scarborough is a holiday location. People coming up to have a good day out at the Scarborough seaside, to sit on the donkeys, to play on the sand. And I couldn't ask for a better area to work. But we still have crime. We still have violence.
Yeah,
It's 9 a.m. and some worrying news comes through.
I don't know if you're able to assist through the bag snatch, but just do some...
A spate of violent bag snatches has been reported in the last 24 hours.
It's a worry, isn't it? Scarborough's not a place for that. And yet in 24 hours you've had 4, 5, 6 bag snatches. You've got, violence.
If you think about it, sir, Scarborough is the perfect place for it. Unexpected tourists who think it's sweet. It's the perfect place to come up. But now what makes it not the perfect place is that police are going to be on you 100% because it's not supposed to be happening here and you messing up the city's money. That's what makes it not the perfect place. Like, you can almost count on you're going to jail.
As such, being used towards people, it's something you don't want.
And now, reports of another attack are coming in.
Yeah, white male is 25 to 30, black hooded jumper. made off on the walkway to Morrison's.
While Mark usually deals with traffic incidents, the local police are pulling in all resources.
To us at that point, it's got to be a manhunt. There's a gentleman out committing all these crimes, and we've got to find him.
Told you. Bro said this is a manhunt for snatch bags. They're gonna hunt you down for this. Not in this neighborhood. In this neighborhood, you getting hunted down for purse snatches. That's like going to like the most posh area and breaking into somebody's house. Like, they're gonna catch you. They got neighborhood watch. They got police on every block. You gone. That's a stupid move.
7 officers are now searching Scarborough and the surrounding area, with only eyewitness sightings to go on.
Are you all right? You haven't seen a lad 25 to 30 years old running through your car park, have you?
It's already 10 minutes since the police received their last sighting of the suspect, but so far, he's slipped the net.
They're now speaking to the witness and he's not come down this way. He's done the bag snatch in the alleyway. However, he's doubled back into some fields and across the fields.
You've got that time scale, haven't you?
I always thought that was like that's a bold way to take something. Like, face to face with somebody snatching their purse, seeing the anxiety on their face, seeing the fear in their eyes. Like, you don't feel no type of way. You going to hell. If they don't catch you, you going to hell for sure. That's petty.
That goes past, they're either getting further away, they're changing what they're wearing. You've got to be as quick as you can and responsive as you can.
He's been chased by one of the witnesses. His fender's still black hoodie top and he's now got a bright blue t-shirt on.
Yeah,
Is it
I
going
could
to
never
change?
do that.
Is it going to become more violent? Is someone going to resist? So, yeah, it's a worry.
Suspect has run across.
Yeah, it's been too much time.
The traffic lights that I've just come from. The suspect's actually run across and gone into the fields to our left. But he's also been seen to discard his clothing, and he's discarded a black top.
You've got to think like the criminal, haven't you? You've got to think like, what are they going to do? Where are they going to go? What are they trying to avoid? Are they going to change clothes?
As more cops join the manhunt, the net is closing in.
Not a lot of
I'm just thinking whether he's heading up towards the back of Oliver's Mount and whether it's worth. Yeah.
I'll hang around here, mate, if you want to go down.
Well, if you cover this side, I'll go Oliver's Mount and just drop in the top end.
In front of him.
Yeah, and if he's coming through, then we've covered all. All right.
Yeah, 10 block.
I want to see if they're going to catch him on that. It's getting real interesting right now. If they let 2 people get away in one show, it's looking real undefeated.
But before Mark can search the area, there's a crucial update.
Oh, they're checking someone now.
Come on.
Plainclothes colleagues, less than half a mile away, have a man matching the description in their sights.
Do we think this lad is the one responsible for the robbery? The blue t-shirt, it's got to be.
As Mark arrives, the plainclothes officers have the suspect under arrest.
Yeah, and they've got him.
Yeah, in blue now.
They're confident he's the man they've been looking for.
It's absolutely freezing. He's been running, that's why he's got a red face, hasn't he?
Excellent. Brilliant. Well done. The unmarked
Where are the goods?
Vehicle and officers came up the road and saw the gent just walking straight down this grassed area in front of me. He was approached. He made no denial at all. He fits the description perfectly.
They should make a show called Thievery. Why did you do it? Like, I be needing the backstory. Like, why are you out here stealing? Because some of these backstories probably be like, okay, like, we get it. Like, oh, I can't get a job. I'm a felon. I tried to change my life. But because of my record, I can't get a job. I just had a baby and I have no way to support it. And I'm out here just trying to get money for formula. Like, I would be like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Property has been recovered and found. He was arrested for robbery and as they say, he put his hands straight out.
But still, snatching purses off people
With
is
the
crazy.
manhunt over, the investigation into the suspect's crimes begins.
Earlier on today, there was a report of a robbery taking place of a lady near to the Morrison store. Mm-hmm. At the moment, we're going purely on description and location. We've given a good description. When you bear in mind the weather
Boy, he better no comment everything. No comment. No comment.
Conditions today that it's cold. There's not many people walking around just wearing a blue t-shirt and the jogging bottoms.
Have you been arrested before, Jack?
There's been no denials whatsoever. He's just accepted that he's been arrested and come here. He's quite calm and collective, really, for someone that's just been arrested for a serious offence. Are you happy for his handcuffs?
The suspect stands accused of mugging 5 elderly women.
He was arrested by 321.
I can't understand that, but like if it was like a crime like a quote unquote victimless crime, like where you didn't scar nobody and leave them with PTSD, like just going into a store and taking like meat to resell it for baby formula or baby clothes or something. It's not. I'm not justifying any of these situations, but like it'd be like, okay, the reasoning is not crazy.
It's one of the worst crimes, isn't it? It's attacking a person. It may be a 30-second thing for that bag snatcher, but for that person that's been touched by them, that's been attacked by them, that's a lifelong thing. Do you prefer Joe or Joseph? Joe. Because you come in at custody, I've got to search you just to make sure you haven't got anything on you that you shouldn't have, all right? So those are done prior to us seeing you today?
These have been done just before I've been arrested.
My goal as a policeman is to make sure that me, my wife, my kids, anybody can go around places like Scarborough without fear, without worry. And by taking him off the street, that's what we're achieving.
If Joseph is found guilty of robbery, he could be jailed for up to 7 years.
Okay. All right. Take care.
I had a friend who got robbed. So the Red Line is in Chicago. Some of y'all heard of it. There's been videos. UK people went on the Red Line in Chicago. There's a stop called Wilson. It's a Wilson stop, and it's it's high crime. Like the heaviest crime over there is like robbery, snatching purses and things of that nature. I had a friend who was on there, and she was getting on Wilson or getting off on Wilson. I think she was getting on. She lived over there, and somebody was robbing her, and she didn't want to give it to him, and they beat her up. And it was a community member that beat her up. A community member that looked like something that they, you know what?
Bye.
I ain't even finna get into it. They beat her up. That's the point.
On the outskirts of Scarborough, there's been another violent attack. This time, a thief has attempted to steal a van on a local industrial estate. At Scarborough's traffic base, Dan Hughes is responding to the call.
Coming in. The offenders have made off in a silver vehicle of some description, literally just that.
If he's got any hope of catching the thief, Dan needs to get there fast.
999 road activated.
White male, heavily tattooed, with quite thin build, late 20s, early 30s.
Criminals can be quite determined. If they've come out with the intention of stealing something that day, then they might just go elsewhere and chance their arm at stealing something else.
As Dan arrives, the thief is nowhere to be seen, but the van he tried to steal is still in the yard. As the thief attempted to drive off, a local contractor jumped in to stop him.
I just went for car door because I knew it wasn't any of our lads, so I knew it was getting pinched. So I opened the door and he barged out at me.
Lucky to catch them in.
Yeah, what a brave guy.
And not let them not get away, because they could have run him down and driven off, couldn't they? The sort of bottom line is always to sort of not recommend people have a go. However, natural instinct, I think, is always for people to get stuck in and try and stop. And in this case, it's paid off. But there's always the consideration that they've been disturbed trying to steal.
See, that's the thing. Like, that's not my natural instinct. My natural instinct is to mind my business, unless it's a child that's being bothered or something. Other than that, I minded my business 100%. And I think that's it might be just a Chicago thing, because like in Chicago, like this is these statistics that I just gathered through my journey of life in Chicago. In Chicago, 80% of deaths come to the person that doesn't mind their business. Like if you would have just minded your business and keep walking, you'd still be breathing. That's the energy that Chicago be having. And I ain't going for that. I can't go out fighting somebody else's battle. Never in my life. No, I'm sorry. Unless it's a child. Like, I'll take that for a child, but not for no grown-up. Like, yeah, you got to go through that journey. You got to come out the other side stronger, and I hope you can live another day to express your journey to somebody else and save their life. But I won't be jumping in your business. That's your business. If you outside and you get robbed, hey, you shouldn't have lacked. I'm not jumping in it. That's me personally.
One van, will they be hanging around? Are they out for a van? Are they going to try and steal something else?
The thief left behind a vital piece of evidence, his shirt ripped in the struggle to get away.
That's why I couldn't keep hold of him.
Hey, it could be my neighbor's van. I'm still not saying nothing for my neighbor. Yeah, no, you should put an alarm on there. You should be watching it. I ain't saying nothing.
He wiggled out of it and he shot like hell up road. So, and you know, when it happens, so
I'll tell you about it later. Yeah, man, I was looking out the window. I seen somebody. I called you, but I wasn't finna go out there. I'll call my neighbor, like, hey, yo, if I got your number, or if you ask me, like, yeah, I seen somebody's blah, blah, blah. But that's it. I'm not going out there. You didn't go out there. Why would I go out there? I'm watching.
Fast you can't. You ain't got time to think, have you?
They've made one grave error, and that was
or family. Yeah.
The chances of us getting DNA swabs from that are fairly high.
They gotta be family or a kid. Like, that's it, though. Even my friends, like, y'all know better, man. I gotta be with you. If I'm with you, next to you, okay, cool. But like, well, that's the only time that situation will happen. I'll be with you and I seen it. Like.
For the cops, the hunt is on. They're looking for a silver Volvo seen at the time of the incident. Witnesses have confirmed its registration number, and the cops are hoping it's still close by. Dan parks up on one of Scarborough's main roads, ready to stop the Volvo should it make a break from the area.
He should stand out if he's in the passenger seat of a car, bare-chested with lots of tattoos. We'll sit here for a bit. The job's only 10 or 15 minutes old, and see if the vehicle surfaces. It could well be long gone, but it might still be in the area.
$1. Ain't nothing good gonna come out of $1. Oh, okay. Wow, no.
News comes through of a breakthrough. Number plate recognition cameras have identified the Volvo driving back into the area.
There's a fair chance of that being the correct vehicle, as it's from the Humberside area. It's got no current keeper on it and no insurance. We've got a suspicious vehicle still in the area, and we've got some proper details of that car, registration number and make and model. You've always got to hope. You know, you've always got to be out there thinking positively that they're still about and you're going to catch them.
With the cops closing in on the silver Volvo in Scarborough. 50 miles away, rookie traffic cop Chris Coleman is heading south on the A1. He's on the tail of a Land Rover Discovery he thinks is driving too fast.
I think I was overtaking vehicles in lane 2 doing about 70 miles an hour in a fully marked police car, and the car in front of us went past me doing about 80 miles an hour. I always find it quite amusing when people pass me going over the speed limit. They're a bit like an ostrich. They turn the other way and never look at me. Like an ostrich would bury his head thinking that I won't see him.
The driver has slowed down, but Chris now has another concern. He can't make out the registration on the back of the Discovery.
Can you read that number plate? Not going to clear number plate, it's an offence, and what more bothered me was the speed he came down the outside lane.
4x4s like this discovery are a common target for car thieves. Without a visible registration, automatic number plate recognition cameras can't identify a stolen car.
I can't do a vehicle check because I'm struggling to see the number plate. You've got to stop it. You've got to. It's my job to be curious. He's sticking to the speed limit now. I don't know whose it is. I haven't got a clue who's in it. As soon as I get out of the car, they might try to make off. Morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. I was.
Do you know the registration of your vehicle?
No, why? No.
I don't know it either.
Oh.
The reason I don't know is I can't see it.
Oh, right, sorry.
A lot of people don't know the reg plates, but a lot of people drive different cars now. Lease cars and company cars and that, so it's not an offence not to know your registration plate.
I know mine.
It's just an offence not to keep it clean. It's normally the back one that's the problem.
Satisfied the plates match up and are now clean, Chris has a word with the driver.
Thank you. Have you been in trouble with the police before? No. That's good.
Obviously not. She on her way to brunch or something.
Are you aware, Julie, it's an offence not to have a clean number plate?
Yes.
Is there any reason why you didn't clean it this morning before you set off?
I didn't even look.
Right.
So I
This is very believable.
can't, there's not, no.
Right, that's fine, Julie. But obviously, there is reasons why we need number plates clean.
Before rookie Chris gives the driver her ticket, he wants a bit of advice from a colleague.
Just going to double check the cost code on that. We've just had some new tickets come out, and it used to be £30 for number plate. And I knew the tickets had gone up, and I assumed they'd gone up to £50. I'm just stopped a vehicle for a number plate that I couldn't read. I thought it was a £50 fine. On my code booklet, it says it's £100. Is that correct?
It says it's £100, mate.
Should have cleaned that plate. Should have cleaned that plate, Julie.
I think it's worth the £5 car wash.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not the first police officer in North Yorkshire who have
You can't give her a warning or nothing?
had a bit of a shock when they've found out it's £100. I'm sorry, I did think it was £50, but I have checked, and it isn't. But if it was stolen, you would want us to be able to read it, wouldn't you?
Yes. No, it's fine. It's my fault.
But Julie, look on the bright side. I didn't do you for the speed, which
great.
You were doing in the outside lane about 90 miles an hour when I first saw you.
Really?
Because I was sat.
Exercising his powers of discretion, Chris
okay, he gave her a break on something.
offers the woman words of advice about her speed.
I know you saw me because you braked quite heavily and came back in.
I have to say, I don't think you see enough of you lot on the roads.
But today you're wishing you hadn't seen me, aren't you? Yeah, I know what you mean. 1 minute we're the worst people in the world when we're doing people for speeding. Everybody hates us. But then when there's somebody in front of them in lane 2 and don't pull over, they want...
Just a cool little transaction between them. It didn't look that bad.
The police there to go and deal with it, so we can't win.
I've got
6-month package, $44.99 a month.
Not because we're not here, it's just because of numbers and we have to go to where the jobs are, so, Unfortunately, I don't make the rules, I only enforce them. So it's £100, Julie.
No, never mind, thank you anyway, I appreciate it.
I didn't realise it was that. Right, I'll just get the tax details.
Okay.
I just think £100 for that and £100 for speeding, I don't really think there's any comparison, but if he's saying I was speeding earlier, it's fair cop, isn't it? So I can't complain.
Yeah, it was a bit hard, isn't it? Really?
Nah, you really can't, honestly.
How do you back down? You made the decision.
2 things you could have avoided.
That
I honestly didn't even think the number plate was on this side. I was looking over here. That's how dirty it was. I didn't even see this.
She's committed the offence. But I'll tell you what, she won't do it again. It's a shame that you can't give nasty people big fines and nice people little fines. I do sometimes think, ooh, that's not very nice.
Back in Scarborough, Dan's closing in on the silver Volvo thought to be involved in the attempted theft of the van. but a colleague has got there first.
By chance, he spotted the Volvo coming back into the area, so he's got behind that vehicle and it's stopped.
Tell us.
What we're trying to do is just some checks on the occupants and see if we can firm up some descriptions of the offenders as to whether it's likely to be these chaps that are in this car or not.
The occupants of the Volvo have told Dan's colleagues they know nothing about the attempted theft of the van.
The driver is saying that he stayed at a girlfriend's house in Hull last night. First he's driven out today, he's leaving Hull about an hour ago.
These chaps are denying that they've ever been to Scarborough and they've not been into that area. And already they've started to lie to us. We know that car's been down on the industrial estate because somebody's taken the registration number of it.
If one of the men has tattoos, it could be enough to link them to the scene of the crime.
Yeah, because he was a skinny dude with a lot of tattoos.
Whether he's got a load of tattoos, that was all.
He has got tattoos, he shouldn't have asked him.
Has he got loads of tats, or...?
Tiny tattoo on the shoulder here, and he's got one on his back, that's what he showed me.
Right.
So that's what he showed me on that.
We've got some descriptions of them. We've started, gathering the facts. So now it's cuffs on time.
Well, matey boy in the Volvo's on his phone, so...
Not loads.
They'd be better off. Lock them up now and then take the phones off.
Yeah.
Lee, at this time you're under arrest on suspicion of attempt theft of a motor vehicle, OK? You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you don't mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
There's nothing greater than opening the door on somebody and locking them up when they think they're getting away with it.
With enough evidence to bring the two men into custody, more detailed investigations begin.
He was cuffed compliantly at the scene just to keep him secure while we wait for a van. If you just take everything that you've got in your pockets out, pop it on the top.
The cameras are...
We've got a description of the offender and particularly...
Is those American pennies? Damn, I'm slobbered.
We've got a description of the offender and particularly tattoos were mentioned, so they're going to be what it hinges on, really. He's got some marks on his skin that seem like fairly fresh scratch marks that would be consistent with having a bit of a tussle with somebody as he's been dragged out of the stolen van.
Are they tracky bottoms?
Oh yeah, that's enough.
Dan's noticed the suspect is wearing two pairs of trousers.
White trackies out there. I've got blue jeans on. Took my blue jeans off, I don't have white trackies on with them.
Criminals under pressure will do all sorts of things and they will try and change their appearance, not least they'll...
Why not just get rid of the track pants? Like, why would you, all right.
Change their clothing.
He also seems familiar with the custody process.
People are affected by going into the custody area very differently, and so for some people it's the first time and they get very upset by it. Some people get very angry and want to fight everybody, and some people take it in their stride.
Why should I get angry? I'll carry on in here. I'm nicked anyway. I'll start carrying on. It's for charging over here already, mate. It's better just to keep quiet.
That's a fact. No, he's 100% correct. It's better to just be quiet, man. Be quiet, be calm. You already got nicked. It's done. Ain't no point to be in there yelling and doing all that extra stuff, because at the end of the day, they still got to feed you and bring you blankets and do all of this other stuff for you. If you been a DICK, they're going to take their time when doing all that. You just got to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Wait for your day in court and get up out of there.
Yeah. Instead of kicking off. Obviously, I've been arrested before, but yeah.
What's going to happen now is obviously the vehicle's been searched, see if there's anything evidential in there that could link these two to the job earlier. There's going to be CCTV in the relevant areas to check. And ultimately, the clothing that was left at the scene is going to most likely have some DNA on it.
There is also some potential evidence on the suspect's mobile phone.
Some interesting messages came back from the time of the incident, particularly in relation to questions of, have you got a van yet? To which he's replied along the lines of, close but no cigar. If that's not a good indication of guilt, then...
Bro's over guilty, you're done.
I don't know what is really.
What's the charge for this, though?
That's a bitch. Do you want to know what's really bad about this society? They can take it all off you, which they have, and then the wins when things happen like this. So it's not my fault. It's the government's fault. Everybody has to feed themselves, don't they?
He's blaming everybody but himself, and quite often criminals will blame everybody but themselves. They fail to see that they're doing anything wrong. To them, it's a way of life, it's an existence.
For Dan, it's another criminal in the cells.
Well, we get a recap.
The man the cops stopped on the A1 was convicted of dealing crack cocaine. He pleaded guilty at court and was sent to prison for 2 years and 4 months. The fudge thief paid his £90 fine, and for allowing a passenger unsafe travel, the driver received a £100 fine and 3 points on his licence. The truck driver who pulled up behind Martin Smith in a panic made a full recovery and is now back to work.
What was it though?
The 4x4 stopped by Chris Coleman was using red diesel and its owner was fined £500. The vehicle has been scrapped. The driver was disqualified for 3 years and sentenced to a 12-week curfew and 200 hours unpaid work. All 4 men were convicted of the theft of the trailer. The bag snatcher, caught by the police in Scarborough, was sent to prison for 4 years. And the man arrested for attempting to steal a van
4 years is
on a Scarborough industrial estate pleaded guilty at court and received a £60 fine and a supervision order. There was no action taken against the driver.
Do 4 years seem like a lot? I mean, whatever. You know, he was doing a bogus crime anyway, man. But dang. TLO, leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post. I'm gone.